Hello my lovelies, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today I have a full body Vinyasa flow class for you, which is of more of an intermediate level. But don't let that put you off if you don't feel like you are at an intermediate level of yoga, whatever that may be to you. It's just going to be a practice where you might be challenged a little bit more, but I'm going to offer modifications throughout. So you could do this class even as a beginner and just listen to your body, modify, use a strap, use blocks, and just have fun. So go and grab your mat and we will get started. So we're going to begin our practice in our Thunderbolt Pose at the end of the mat. Just allowing the fingers to interlace and the backs of the hands to rest onto the tops of the thighs. And just allow your next inhale to lengthen the spine. Keep that length through the spine as you exhale and relax any tension out of the face and the shoulders, the arms. And you just allow your mind to arrive with your body on the mat. Checking in with it, noticing how it feels. Noticing how the mind feels, the mood and the emotions. For the majority of our day, our awareness is directed away from us. Our energy is sent out into the external world. So for this practice, set an intention to draw all of your energy inwards. Just focusing on the body and the flow of breath, without judgment, without attachment, just with loving awareness, shining a light into any darkness in the body. To find a few more rounds of the breath here, just observing and being aware. And from here, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Inhale, draws the shoulder blades down as you lift the chest up towards the ceiling and pull the hands down towards the floor. Trying to find openness into the upper back and the chest. And you can give the neck a gentle stretch here, so just draw the left ear to the left shoulder. Roll the chin along the chest. And then draw your right ear above the right shoulder. Gently bring the head back to center. Keeping the fingers interlaced behind the back, just open out the legs so your knees are pointing to the edge of the mat. Slowly folding forward, rest your forehead onto the mat. Keep the fingers interlaced, but let the arms relax. You can let there be a little bend in the elbows as the shoulders round. Take 3 deep abdominal breaths, stretching into the inner hips. Either staying here a little longer or drawing the shoulder blades back together as you lift the arms up and off the back. Just lifting them up as far as the shoulders will allow. And then gently release the arms in front one at a time. Walking the fingertips away so that this is an active child's pose, and we just find 3 more rounds of the breath here. Let your next inhale draw you into tabletop, and your next exhale take you into downward facing dog. Pausing in your down dog and just take a moment to walk it out. And finding stillness in that downward facing dog. Send the gaze towards the hands as you turn your left heel in and plant the right foot between the hands. Press the palms together, inhale, warrior one. Gazing up towards the thumbs. As you exhale, hands down, turn onto the back toes and step straight back into your chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. This time, right heel turns in as you look between the hands, left foot forward. Palms together, inhale, warrior one. Reaching up through the fingertips, active through the arms. Exhale, step straight back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts this time, three-legged dog. Hips nice and square, pressing down through the left heel. Right foot between the hands as you turn the left heel in again. Press the palms together, inhale, warrior one. And this time you can choose to stay in your warrior one, or we float into standing splits, hands around the right foot as you extend your left leg up behind you. You want to keep the hips square and in line with each other, maybe using your right hand to draw yourself a little closer in towards your right leg. Stay strong and active through that back leg. Keep drawing that upper body in closer. And slowly bring the hands down. Step back with the left toes. Plant the hands firmly into the mat. We're going to draw our right leg back, keep it lifted. Exhale, three-leg chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Switching sides, inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Keep the hips square. Pressing down through the right heel. Plant the left foot between the hands. Turn the right heel in. Inhale, warrior one. You can choose to stay in your warrior one, or we float forward as we exhale, standing splits. Keeping the hips square, and you can use your left hand round the back of the left leg to draw you in just that little bit closer. Gently bring both hands down, step back with the right toes. Draw your left leg back, keep it lifted. Exhale, three-leg chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just pausing for a couple rounds of breath in your down dog. And your child's pose is always available whenever you need it. We're going to test our balance in our down dog. So when you're ready, inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. This time you want to stack the hips, so open right hip over left hip. Drop right heel towards the left glute. So your challenge from here is to bring your left fingers underneath the left shoulder, so you're balancing on your left fingertips. You might just choose to stay here or try and balance, lifting that left hand off the mat. Be prepared to wobble. If you're feeling super confident here and well balanced, left hand is going to reach up and see if it can find the right foot. Keeping that gaze fixed on the mat. And if you wobble out, you just wobble back into it. Well done. We're going to stay here just for a count of 3, 2, 1. Plant that left hand down. Well done, that's hard. Step the right foot between the hands and lower all the way down to the left knee. Just check and make sure that your right knee is over the right ankle. And we're going to see if we can thread underneath our right leg. So left hand stays planted. as you bring your right arm underneath the right leg and hold the left arm. As you exhale, chin tucks in towards the chest and the crown of the head drops. This is just going to allow us to find a deep stretch into the hips. So this pose is completely passive. We're super relaxed in the body. And now we're going to make it a little bit more active. So tuck the back toes underneath, squeeze up the knee. We want to keep that left quad tensed. Notice how that changes the stretch. Release the bind as you inhale, open up towards the right leg. Looking towards the right thumb. Still staying lifted and strong through that left quad. Next, exhale, right hand plants to the inside of the right foot as you turn to the inside of the left foot, opening up into extended side angle. From here, you can find your half bind or your full bind. Drawing the left shoulder back to open up through the chest. From here, send the gaze down. Either you're going to find your bound half moon, where you walk your left foot in. Balancing on your right foot, you keep your bind and extend your left leg to stack and open the hips. Again, it's one that we're going to wobble in. So give it a go. Or you find your normal half moon. So you release the bind and you bring your right fingers down. And extend your left arm. And you can always do this with a half bind. Bringing that left arm around the back. But if you want that challenge, that bind is there for you. I'm going to stay here just for 3 more breaths. Have a play around. Don't take this pose too seriously. When you've had enough, gently release. And we're stepping back into Warrior Two. Well done, that's hard. I find that bind a challenge, which is good. So from here, Warrior Two, flip the front palm, inhale to reverse. Inhale back up to Warrior Two. Straighten out the front leg. And we're going to find our triangle pose. So lift the left hip up as you drop your right hip down. Reach forward to find length through the spine. And then exhale into your triangle. Pressing the outside to the back of that right hand to the inside of the leg. Gazing up towards the thumb. Keep the core strong. If you want a little bit more, you can find a half bind here again. Or you can find a full bind. So you drop back into extended side angle and then extend into your right leg, spinning open the chest. Three rounds of the breath, listening to your body here. Gently release the bind. Inhale brings you all the way back up into Warrior Two. Well done. We're going to spin onto the back toes as we bring the arms up and over the head for high lunge. As we exhale, slowly start to tip forward into arrowhead lunge. Rounding into the lower back, putting all of your weight over that right leg. Reaching through the fingertips just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the heart center, push off that left foot, and we're going to float straight into Warrior Three. Flex the back foot, stay lifted out of the hip crease, and let's just hold it for 3 more rounds of the breath. Well done. Let your next exhale take you down into standing splits. Last pose of this sequence, hands frame the right foot, And this time you want to open the hips, so step your left hip over the right hip. It's going to allow you to go much deeper into this pose. And from this open hip position, you can bend into your left knee, reach up with your right hand and see if you can find the left foot or ankle. Trying to keep the hips open here. Slowly release, step back with the left toes. Draw your right leg back, keep it lifted. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done, just take a moment to walk out your dog. The legs have done a lot of work there. A lot of stretching, but also a lot of strengthening. And we're switching to the left side. So inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, stack and open the hips. We've got a challenge again on this side. So right fingers draw underneath the right shoulder. Maybe staying here. Or see if you can lift the right hand off the mat, maybe just for a second. Or maybe we can reach up and find that left foot with the right hand. Well done. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right hand down. Plant the left foot between the hands. Lower all the way down to the right knee. And we're in our low lunge again. So this time left arm is going to thread underneath the left leg and find the right arm. As you exhale, chin tucks in towards the chest, crown of the head drops down. We're completely passive and relaxed in this pose. Now we're going to switch on the legs a little bit more, so tuck the back toes underneath, squeeze up the knee, engaging that right quad. Notice whether this changes the stretch. And then release the bind, sweep the left arm up, open up towards that left leg, looking up towards the thumb. Stay squeezed up through that right quad. As you exhale, left hand inside of the left foot, spin to the inner edge of the right foot, and inhale opens us up into extended side angle. With or without a half or full bind. Start to think about how you're going to move into your half moon. You can release the bind completely or slowly walk in the right foot. The hips might close, but we can open them up again once we lift that right leg behind us. Keep the gaze fixed. Use those left toes to grip into the mat. Embrace all of the wobbles, guys. We've got some time here to play around. Whether you are in your full bind, half bind, or just our normal half moon, finding acceptance for wherever the body is. Slowly step back to warrior two when you're ready. Releasing the bind. Flip the front palm, inhale to reverse. Inhale back to warrior two, and this time we exhale into our triangle pose. Hips square, shoulders square, reach forward. And then slowly tipping down, left hand pressing into the inside of the left leg. Holding here, or you find your half bind or your full bind. Well then, slowly releasing as you inhale back to warrior two. We're spinning onto the back toes, drawing the arms up and over the head. Exhale tilts us forward, finding arrowhead lunge. Way over the left leg, we're rounding into that lower back, drawing the navel back towards the spine. We're here for 5, keep the arms high, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands to the heart center as you push off the right toes. 3 rounds of the breath in our warrior 3. Your next exhale folds you into your standing splits. Last pose of this sequence, let your right hip stack over the left hip. And then from here, finding whichever variation you wish. Again, you can reach up for that right foot with the left hand. Gently releasing, hands frame the left foot as you step back with the right toes. Draw your left leg back, keep it lifted. Exhale, 3-leg chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Slowly from here, just walk the feet to the edges of the mat. Toes turned out, heels turned in. We're going to walk all the way back and sit down into our Yogi Squat. But in our Yogi Squat, we're going to stretch out our wrists. So rather than having the palms of the hands together, if you can, you're going to bring the backs of your hands together so that the fingers point down. They should give you a nice stretch across the tops of the wrists. We're setting up for our crow pose, so we want our wrists to be nice and warmed up. You can always do any little circling, anything that your wrists need. So we can do crow in 2 ways. Either we keep the elbows resting on the insides of the knees, just where the crease is of the knee. Little bend into the elbows. Lift up one foot, then the other. There's no jumping into this pose. It's a flow. If you find this quite easy, you're going to bring your knees up to the backs of the triceps. And it's the exact same movement. It's just going to be a little bit harder. And here we want to draw the insides of the feet together and squeeze the heels up towards the bum. So have a little play around. Wobble in, wobble out. Rest in between in your Yogi Squat. And as you keep practicing your crow pose, I'm going to just talk us into our next inversion, or our next pose, which is totally optional. So you can take your crow pose into a tripod headstand. And I prefer to do it the first way, so keeping the elbows on the insides of the knees, especially if you've not done it before. We just slowly lower the crown of the head down and extend into the legs. Otherwise, if there's any other way you want to come into your headstand, maybe you choose to find a wall, maybe you do it against a sofa, a bed, wherever, so you've got a bit of a safety net if you're still practicing your handstands. Not handstands, headstands. So if you're coming into your headstand from crow, slowly leaning into that crow pose, find that balance first, and then gently lower to the crown of the head. From this position, you want to stack your hips over the shoulders and slowly extend into the legs. This is a bit where I probably stop talking. Find some breaths in your headstand. Listening to your body. Coming out whenever you need to. If you want an extra challenge, you lift from your headstand into your crow pose. So slowly bending into the knees, we want to draw the knees back where they came from. So we want to rest them onto the elbows. Use the strength in your upper body to lift the head off the mat. Maybe you can hold in that crow pose. And then back into that yogi squat. Well done. I told you it was an intermediate practice. Slowly release into your child's pose. And let's just allow our body to download all of the benefits from that inversion, from our arm balance, from our practice. Take nice deep breaths here. Big inhales, big exhales. Inviting in new prana, new life force energy, and clearing out the old. Find one more big inhale and one more big exhale. And slowly walk the hands in. And we're back from where we started. Gently bringing the hands to the heart center. Notice how your body feels after that practice. Notice how it feels to have allowed your energy to flow through the body. Set an intention to take this new energy with you off the mat as you head into your evening, your day, your week. And bow the head to the heart. Namaste.